It's a briefing. Old Dominion University shooting that occurred earlier today. We'll go to that live.
We are saddened by this tragedy in our community. The FBI mourns the loss of life in this abhorrent tragedy and violence. I'd like to acknowledge the students who showed extreme bravery and courage by containing the containing the shooter and stopping further loss of life. The FBI is now the lead investigative agency investigating this as an act of terrorism. The shooter has been identified as Mohamed Bailor Jalloh. In 2016, Jalloh was arrested and pled guilty for attempting to provide material support to ISIL, now known as ISIS. Jalloh was sentenced to prison in October of 2017 and was released from prison in 2024. FBI Norfolk's Joint Terrorism Task Force and our evidence response team responded to the scene, and we will continue to have a physical presence here at the scene as we process the evidence. Additionally, we are conducting other investigative steps into Jalloh and the specifics of the shooting. We have dedicated analytical and tactical support. We are aiding in this investigation throughout the entire time. We will continue to work alongside of our partners and those in the community to find answers. The FBI continues to ask for the public's help in providing any information that could lead us in resolving this investigation, and we remind the public that any detail, no matter how small, could be useful. A collection of those small details may help paint a complete picture. We ask that the public submit their tips to www.fbi.gov/ODU shooting. Do you have any questions for me or for my partners here? Yes?
With so little details that we know about this shooting so far, how are we able to confirm that this was an act of terrorism?
How it was an act of terrorism? I can tell you that we have confirmed reports that prior to him conducting this act of terrorism, he shouted, stated Allah Akbar, and he was formerly a subject of an FBI investigation in material supporting terrorism.
Agent, were there explosives in his car?
We have no information about any explosives in his car or anywhere else at this time.
Did he have one weapon?
As far as I know, we only know of one weapon that he had on his person at this time.
What kind of aid was he giving to ISIL 10 years ago?
He wanted to conduct a terrorist attack similar to that in Fort Hood, Texas.
Is there any mention of the war in Iran right now?
None whatsoever.
How was he deceased?
There were students that were in that room that subdued him and rendered him no longer alive. I don't know how else to say it, but they basically were able to terminate the threat.
So he was not shot?
He was not shot.
He shot 3 people?
Correct. We have information that he shot 3 people.
The one that went to Virginia Beach for treatment, was that person just winged or grazed?
So I don't have any information at this time about the specific, life-threatening or not otherwise to the 2 that are still alive. But at this time, we're respecting the victims of the shooting. That includes not only the ones that were shot, but all of the people here at ODU I consider our victims. This is a tragic event, and I do ask that you look at that. You're all part of our community too. And so I just want to throw that out there too, to give the respect and the time needed to provide that additional information about the victims.
Did you say he was released in 2024?
Correct.
What was the Bureau's intelligence level on him since then?
So I don't have any of that information right now. That's because this is an ongoing investigation. After we learned of his name, we confirmed that he was formerly subject of material support to terrorism investigation and obviously was sentenced for that. But I don't have any information indicating that he was known or an ongoing problem.
We'll take one more question. Do you have more specifics on how he was subdued?
Yeah, the brave ROTC members in that room subdued him. And if not for them, I'm not sure, what else he may have done. But that's exactly, they confronted him and they subdued him, and he was no longer able to conduct any further attack.
That was the last one? Go ahead. Okay. Since there were ROTC students involved, is there any reason to believe that they were targeted?
Well, I believe that at this time, we have to take all the information that we will receive from the victims. So I don't want to make any preemptive judgments or anything to this at this time exactly. Keep in mind, we're going to look at forensic information, anything that he may have had interest specifically for any targets. And because I don't have that yet, I can't confirm that at this time.
Do you know how many people were in the classroom?
I don't know the exact number of the people in the classroom.
How long do you suspect this investigation will last?
It's a fair question. It really completely depends. So we obviously are going to dig in, and this is why we need the public support to where he may have been before this, who he may have been in contact with, if he had any other supporters, anybody providing him information. So we have to track every single lead down, and that is exactly what the FBI will do. Every single lead, we're going to track down the veracity of the information and make sure that we have a full investigation with as much information, again, to ensure that there isn't anyone else that he may have been receiving support from as well.
Do you have any evidence that he was self-funded?
No, I don't have anything at this time.
Thank you, everyone.
Anything else? No? Thank you.
That was a briefing at Norfolk, Virginia, near the campus of Old Dominion University, led by Dominique Evans, special agent in charge with the FBI. Let me summarize the most important parts. Treated as an act of terrorism. One person dead, 2 wounded inside an ROTC classroom at Old Dominion University. The suspect, Mohamed Bailor Jalloh, who my colleague Scott McFarland identified earlier on this program. Prior to the shooting, according to Dominique Evans, special agent in charge, shouted Allah Akbar, carried 1 weapon, no other explosives or accelerants, was asked, meaning Dominique Evans was asked, did this person say anything about the Iran war? Nothing whatsoever. Classmates inside that room, that ROTC class, subdued him instantly, taking on considerable risk to end what could have been a much more damaging and deadly act of violence. That's what we know. Also, and Scott McFarland mentioned this when he was here at the table with me, in December of 2024, Mohamed Bailor Jalloh was released from federal custody because he had been convicted on charges of providing material support to ISIL, which then became ISIS. That's what we know based on that briefing just wrapped up in Norfolk, Virginia, near the campus of Old Dominion University.